Why, hello. I didn't see you there. Long time no MTG ASMR. I got my butt completely and utterly whooped in Dominaria United, so I'm looking to carry on that proud tradition here with the Brothers' War. It makes sense, we're still on the plane of Dominaria, so let's keep the bad times rolling. We'll have to see how it goes. This is a blue-black deck for my first venture into the Brothers' War, and I've kind of leaned on a card that I've always loved, which is the cheap deathtoucher. In this case, though, it also doubles as my late game with the prototype mechanic. I'm talking, in this case, about Goring Warplow. This is 6 generic mana for a 5/4 deathtoucher, but you can instead pay 1 and a black to get a 1/1 deathtoucher. So it's great in the early game for stopping your opponent's attacks, and then later on, you can just drop a 6 mana 5/4, and I have a full play set of these things. They're really good in multiples in your hand, because you can play one of them for cheap to stay alive, and then later pay the full 6 mana. I also have Evangel of Synthesis. This was a darling of mine from the set review with Seth, Filthy Casuals review. Blue-black for a 2/3 when it ETBs you loot, and as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, it gets +1/+0 and has Menace. Just a lot going on there. I also have 2 copies of Emergency Weld, 1 and a black for a sorcery. Return target artifact or creature card from your graveyard to your hand, and make a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. So these are also good with the Goring Warplow. Play it for the cheap version early on, it trades, later you Emergency Weld, get a soldier, and get back the Goring Warplow when you can pay more for it. We've got 2 copies of Scatter Ray, which is a counterspell. We've got Urza's Command, a rare, 2 blue instant. Choose 2. Creatures you don't control get -2/-0 until end of turn. Make a Power Stone. Make a 0/0 colorless artifact creature token that gets +1/+1 for each artifact. Or scry 1, draw a card. Pretty solid. And we've got an Urza Power Stone Prodigy for some more looting action and to draw those extra cards. We also have Drafna, founder of Latinam. 1 and a blue. For a 2/1 legendary human artificer advisor, you can pay 1 and a blue to bounce an artifact to your hand. Again, could be good with a Goring Warplow. And 3 tap copy target artifact spell you control. So lots of good stuff here. Again, don't know how good this deck is. This is my first venture. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we go first. We have Double Island, Drafna, and an Urza's Command. But then we have 2 copies of Goring Warplow and a Ravenous Gigamole. You know, I think I'm fine going first with this. We can play our Drafna, and then if we draw a swamp, we're in good shape. Not too much to ask, right? Hahaha. Play our island and pass. Opponent goes mountain pass, we draw another island, of course. It's alright, we'll cast our Drafna, founder of Latinam. If our opponent has removal, this will definitely draw it, which is actually kind of fine with us. We don't have a lot of great things we can do right now with Drafna. Okay, opponent goes plain, so they're red-white, and then they play Mine Worker. This is 2 mana for a 2/1 tap, you gain 1 life. If you control creatures named Power Plant Worker and Tower Worker, you gain 3 life instead. That's fine. What's less fine is that we drew another island. No attacks for us. What do we do if they attack us? Do we just trade off our Drafna? They are red-white, which is historically pretty aggressive. And again, we don't really have plans for Drafna. It's a very late game card for us. It's really thinking about what they want to do here. They play Phalaji Dragon Engine, the prototype version. 3 mana for a 1/3 flyer that has a 2 mana fire breathing. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and block. And we finally draw the swamp. Very good. So at this point, I think we cast Ravenous Gigamole. This is a 4 mana 2/3. When it comes into play, we mill 3 cards. And if we milled a creature that way, we could put it into our hand. But we didn't, so instead we get a 1/1 counter on Ravenous Gigamole. So it's a 3/4. Opponent attacking us with their Dragon Engine. And very good news, pumping it up so they have no other play this turn. Love that. Drew an Emergency Weld, which is kind of interesting, I guess. Let's go ahead and attack them with our Gigamole. It's 18 to 17. And now, what do we want to do? We could Emergency Weld and get Drafna back. It's not that interesting. I think instead we're just going to end the turn and plan to Urza's Command on their turn. We'll probably make a Power Stone, then scry 1, draw a card. We wouldn't mind putting a land in our hand, because with a Power Stone plus a land, we can start rattling off Goring Warplows. And just start plowing our opponent. Ah, dang. I thought our opponent might have missed a land drop, but they do indeed have their 4th. Then they play Scrapwork Cohort. 4 mana 3/1, it ETBs, and they make a 1/1 soldier. Okay. It also has Unearth for 2 and a white. Okay, go to attacks. Presumably they're going to hit us for 1. Indeed. 17 all. Now we can Urza's Command. Make a Power Stone. Scry 1, draw a card. A Swamp. Yes. We will draw that. Our turn. So now we can go ahead and attack them. It's possible if we attack them, they'll just trade off. Yeah, which we're fine with. They might trade off their Scrapwork Cohort plus their soldier. Nope, they're just taking 3. So now it's 17-14, and we can cast Goring Warplow for the full value, 5/4 deathtoucher. We've got another one of those in hand, and we have an Emergency Weld to cast yet another one if one should die. Life is good today. Okay, opponent casts Raise to the ground. Destroy target artifact. That's it. 3 mana destroy an artifact. If it costs 1 or less, they draw a card, which, you know, whatever. So they hit us down to 12, which definitely hurts. Do we just cast another Goring Warplow for the full value? I guess so. We probably don't attack this time, being as low as we are. Or do we? We're at 12. Yeah, I reckon we just go ahead and attack anyway. 12 to 11, cast another full value Goring Warplow, and end the turn. Opponent did miss a land last time. Life definitely gets bad if they have another removal spell. But they're not just rattling it off instantly. They cast Tomacool Scrapsmith. It's another one of those mill cycle. So it's a 3 mana 2/1, mills 3 cards. They can get an artifact off of it, which they got Self-Assembler, which they choose to pick up. I don't know about that one. It's a 5 mana 4/4, which lets you search for another one. Overwhelming Remorse. 3 mana Exile a thing. It's pretty good. Now the question is, do we start attacking? We have 7 mana, so we don't have enough to Emergency Weld and recast a Goring Warplow. So I think we're going to chill for now. Instead, just cast a Thopter Mechanic. And we can hold up Emergency Weld, Disfigure, or not Emergency Weld, we can hold up Disfigure and Overwhelming Remorse. So just pass it to them. Depending what they do, if they just cast Self-Assembly dude, we'll probably just Overwhelming Remorse it. Although really the Philology Dragon Engine is a problem for us. Because right now they can double pump it each turn and hit us for 3 a turn in the air. There's really nothing we can do to stop that. So maybe if they attack us with that, we Overwhelming Remorse that. They cast Tokazia's Amulet. 5 mana 4/4, when it leaves the battlefield, you gain 2 life, unearth for 4. That's pretty good in this race situation. Yeah, they're attacking us with the Philology Engine. I guess we just go ahead and use up our mana and kill that now. So again, we're kind of weak to flyers. Our turn. Mightstone's Animation. That's pretty good. This is 4 mana. It's an aura. When it ETBs, you draw a card. It enchants an artifact and turns it into a 4/4. It's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and cast that on our Power Stone. Draw our card. Because we drew our second card this turn, our Thopter Mechanic gets a counter. That's good. Drew a Jalum Tone. That's cool too. Alright, so now we can go to attack, and I think we're going to attack with our 5/4 Goring Warplow. Maybe attack with both our 4 toughness things. Yeah, I'm going to attack with both those. So attacking with a 4/4 and a 5/4 Death Touch. Really put the question to them. My guess is they're going to chump one of these and try to trade with one of them using the Takasia's Amulet. Ooh, they're just going for a full big trade. Okay. So I think we're going to let our 4/4 Power Stone die and save our Goring Warplow. So let's go ahead and disfigure the Amulet. Now they have 2 unearthed things, which, sure. So they're going to gain some life at some point with the Amulet, and they're going to get a soldier with the other dude, the Scrapwork Cohort. But they're strapped for mana right now. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4. They've got 6 mana, but they've got lots of things that they need to do. They're unearthing the Amulet. Makes sense. This will be able to hit us and gain them some more life. Yeah, we're just going to take that. No blocks. It's 8-15 it will be at the end of turn. Then they recommissioned their Mine Worker, which is now a 3/2. We drew another Goring Warplow. This is hilarious. I think we just attack all out. All attack. Again, just keep putting the question to them. What are you going to do? Basically, they can choose to trade 1-for-1 with a Thopter, but we get a 1/1 Thopter out of it. That's what they choose to do. So go down to 7. We're at 8. We get a Thopter, and then we can just cast another 6 mana Goring Warplow. I've heard and seen that this format is kind of grindy, and that is being bore out by this particular game. But I really don't like Recommission. Maybe I'm just wrong about that, but Recommission was 2 mana to get back an artifact or creature that costs 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. If it's a creature, it gets an extra 1/1 counter on it. I guess later in the game, best case, you're spending 2 mana to get a 3-drop, and it's actually even a little better because it gets a 1/1 counter, but, I mean, whatever. We cast Mishra's Onslaught, making 2 1/1 soldiers for blockers, and they cast a Mine Worker. Kind of Evangel of Synthesis. I really like that. Do we just attack with everything? I mean, again, we're at 8, which is kind of scary, but they have to block a lot of these things. Just attack with everything. They have to make blocks here. Double blocking a Goring Warplow, the Mine Worker, and a token. I'm gonna do, and then just chumping the other one. They're now at 3 and only have a 2/1 in play. We can cast our Evangel of Synthesis, which is a 2/3 that lets us loot. We'll discard a land. Then we're going to cast our Jalum Tone. This is a 3 mana artifact. It has 2 tap loot, which is great because it's a free way to activate Evangel of Synthesis every turn. So unless they have something pretty fabulous here, they're dead. And they're dead. Ringing in a new set with a victory. Let's go. Alright, excellent work to me. Good job, Kenny. Way to go. Mono Warplow. We actually never cast it for the cheap side of it because we were starved for black mana, but just casting 3 or 4 of those bad boys was pretty good. Let's keep it going. See you in Game 2. Game 2, opponent goes first. Hey, got all the colors of mana that we want. We have a Scatter Ray for early interaction, a Goring Warplow, which we love, and an Emergency Weld. So we could early Goring Warplow, trade it off, Emergency Weld, get it back. This looks great. We even have the Evolving Wilds in our opening hand, so we can just play it, crack it. Get an island. Opponent has played a Plains so far. And a Forest now. Interesting. Alright, well great. We are going to now pass to them and hopefully get them with our Scatter Ray. They play a Swamp. Wow. Well, now we have an interesting question, because we could Urza's Power Stone, or Urza Power Stone Prodigy, excuse me. But I want to use this Scatter Ray. They're just casting spells over and over again. Well, at this point, I think we're going to cast the cheap version, the prototype version of Goring Warplow. Try to get something on board, and they disenchant it. I mean, that's fine. They're on 5 mana now. Yeah, they've got to cast a spell. Indeed, they cast Fajali Excavation. So we got pretty hosed there, because we can't counter that with our Scatter Ray, which only hits artifacts and creatures. And they get 3 Power Stones and 23 life. Well, at least at this point, we can tap 3 mana, Gix's Caress them, and see what the hell's going on. They have a 7 mana Boulder Branch Golem, 6/5 gain 6, a Su-Chi Guard, which I'm going to let them cast a Su-Chi Guard, I think, so we can counter it with our Scatter Ray. Yep, they go for it. Absolutely not. Okay, beautiful. So now we could, got a total of 7 mana, so we can Ravenous Gigamole and Urza Power Stone. It's pretty good. Start with the Gigamole. Mill 3 cards. We didn't hit anything, so now we Urza Power Stone. Oh, right, I can't do that because of the stupid Power Stones. Oh well, Emergency Weld it is, and we'll get back our Goring Warplow. Now, life is still difficult. Our opponent, we know they have in hand a Gruesome Realization, so they get to draw 2 cards at some point. But they just cast another Boulder Branch Golem they drew. So it's 6/5 that gained them 6 life. It's 20 to 29. I mean, this game's going to be rough. We have 8 mana available. I guess we run out the Goring Warplow. Do we do it for the full value, though? I don't think so, actually. I think we're going to go cheap Goring Warplow, 1/1 deathtoucher to deal with their Golem, and then cast Urza Power Stone Prodigy. No attacks this turn. And now we're going to be able to start looting every turn. They're tapping Power Stones, which is always troublesome. They're casting a Skyfisher Spider. 4 mana 3/3 reach. They can sacrifice another creature to destroy a permanent. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and start by activating our Urza. Drew another Goring Warplow. Very good. So we'll discard a land. And we'll just cast a full Goring Warplow. Could attack with our mini Goring Warplow, but why? I just don't know how we're ever going to get through this 6/5 Golem. Okay, they cast Prison Sentence, which is an arrest on our Warplow. Don't worry, friend, we've got lots more where that comes from. And they scry 2, keeping 2 on top. That's awful news. The only thing that could be is action. They cast their Gruesome Realization, drawing the 2 cards they just put on top. Then they play a land, which makes me think they wanted that land. Whatever. At any rate, we're going to go ahead and activate Urza. Ditch an underground river. Keep this other land for future looting potential, and cast another Goring Warplow. So we've got 3 of them in play right now. They have another prison sentence. I don't think we have any way of getting rid of these either. Oh, that's not true. We have our Lafna, or whatever his name is, who can bounce our artifacts back to our hand. That would be quite the draw, because we could do that at instant speed. Speaking of, we drew Drafna. Beautiful. I guess let's go ahead and start by activating Urza. We drew a Mightstone animation, like that. Because we could put that on our mini Goring Warplow. That's not even necessary. Let's go ahead and cast Drafna. Put a stop at the end of their turn. And we're going to be able to bounce both our Goring Warplows back to hand at the end of their turn. They cast Rust Goliath, a 10/10 reach trample. Our Goring Warplows do a decent job of trading with that, but trample means they're going to get in a lot of damage on us. Alright, let us return a Goring Warplow to our hand. And let us return a Goring Warplow to our hand. Our turn. And this return target artifact you control to its owner's hand is not metered by instant speed, so you can just block and bounce artifacts like that. That is wild. Alright, we have 8 mana. So we don't have enough to cast and copy Goring Warplows right now, which kind of sucks. So let's go ahead and start by looting. I've got an emergency weld. Do we want that? Not really. Is that better or worse? I guess we'll ditch the emergency weld. Everything else is worth more cards. So now we can cast a combat courier. Oh, we could have copied that too. Oh, that was silly of us. Let's cast a Mightstone animation on our 1/1 soldier. Draws us a card. It's an Overwhelming Remorse. No attacks in the turn. Ugh. They cast Coastal Bulwark. I say ugh, 'cause it's not good. It's a 1/3 defender that has 2 tap Surveil 1. I guess Surveil 1's not bad, but that's kind of a poopy card. Okay, so they're choosing to not do anything else. Let's go ahead and sacrifice our combat courier. Draw us a card. Got a land, very good. Drew another land. Excellent. So now we can start copying, casting Goring Warplows and copying them, which I think is exactly what we're going to do. So cast this, and then copy the artifact spell. So now we put 2 5/4 deathtouchers into play. No attacks this turn, but next turn we're going to start getting juicy. Start swinging with our 5/4s and put it to him. Okay. Let's play a land. Go to combat. Should we just attack with one of them? Yeah, let's just attack with one of our 5/4 deathtouchers. They block with the Coastal Bulwark. Sounds good. Presumably they're going to surveil. Exactly what they do. And then go to damage. That's dead. So now we can cast another Goring Warplow. Copy it. This is awesome. And then we could unearth the combat courier, but then we don't get to draw our cards, so let's just put a stop on their turn so we can Urza. We do need to end this game because we're on 10 cards in library, but I think we'll be able to do it. Go to attacks for them. Go ahead and activate Urza. Thraxodemon. Interesting. Alright, resolve that. It's Archer now. Drew another Goring Warplow. Hilarious. So I think at this point, we could Overwhelming Remorse, kill the Rust Goliath, and then just all-out attack. That seems good. Go to combat, just attack with our giant army of Warplows, Gigamoles. Yeah, that looks good. Double blocking to kill one of my Warplows, which I'll allow, and then killing our 4/4 soldier. That's great. It's now 20-9, and they lost most of their team. They're left with their 6/5. They do gain some life from their Skyfish Spider. So it's 20-14 now, but I mean, that's fine. Let's go ahead and cast our Thraxodemon. And end the turn. They cast a power plant worker. Yeah, these workers kind of suck, huh? Go attacks. He's gonna just give it to me, so let's go ahead and Urza Power Stone Prodigy. To loot, we drew a land, we're gonna ditch a land. Wonderful. Our turn. Urza's command. That's pretty good. You hear that deep bass of farm equipment outside? Hell yeah, love that. They have no cards in hand, so we just all-out attack. They can block 10 damage and take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 14 exactly. They have nothing they can do, right? They can block maximum 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, exactly 14. Okay. So we all-out attack and we should win. They're activating Power Plant Worker. So it's a 6/6. Just attack with everything. That should be GG. Now we see if the math is correct, and yes it is. That is game. Boy, Drafna absolutely pulling his weight in that one. And Urza. Both our blue 2 and 3 drop creatures really went the distance. Awesome. Well, that was fun. Join me for more fun in Game 3. Okay, we go first. We have Thraxodemon, which I don't think we really read last time because it appeared so late. It's 1 in a black for a 2/2. Pay 3 and tap it to sack another creature or artifact to draw a card. Just a good way if you have mana left over to get some value out of your creatures that are going to die. Then we have Ravenous Gigamole and a Goring Warplow. It's not the strongest opening hand, but we have things that we can do, so I think it's a keep. Let's start with an island just to make him think a little bit. They go Mountain. We have Scatter Ray. I think we'll save the Scatter Ray a bit. Just play our Thraxodemon. Mount Forest, they play Rock Hunter. 3/1 reach. That's fine. Play an island. Pass to them. They have nothing, so that's good. Now I think we attack them. See if they want to trade. They don't, so it's 20-18. Then let's cast a prototyped Goring Warplow. Don't even think about attacking us back. They could get us pretty well. I was going to say they could get us good with that 3 mana red-green uncommon to ping our Goring Warplow. Instead, they go for a rare 3 mana 2/4 reach Thran Spider. When ETBs, you and target opponent each make a tap Power Stone and then pay 7. Look at the top 4 reveal artifacts. I mean, this is an incredible Scatter Ray target. That is a lot of action for your 3 mana play. Okay, so now I think we just attack with both our guys. They're trading their Rock Hunter for our Goring Warplow. Going to 16. Now we can Ravenous Gigamole. Oh, and we can draw a Thopter mechanic. Don't mind if we do. They play Perimeter Patrol. 3 mana, 3/3 when an artifact enters the battlefield. Perimeter Patrol gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Well, it's kind of annoying because it does block both our things profitably. So, don't love that. Let's see, we can cast Thopter Mechanic. Then we can cast Emergency Weld, getting back a Goring Warplow. And no attacks this turn, because we have our Scatter Ray up. Sigil of Valor. Whenever a equipped creature attacks alone, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other creature you control. Do we really care about that? They're going to play and equip it. Do we use up our mana this turn? I don't think we really care about that, to be honest. A Disfigure. Now that's quite nice. Let's go ahead and go to the attack. To attack with everything. Don't want to lose our... Yeah, let's attack with everything but the Thopter mechanic. Okay, they're blocking with Perimeter Patrol. We can now Disfigure it. They do Gaia's Gift to save their Perimeter Patrol. That's really not that bad for us. They traded their 2-mana combat trick for our 2-mana Thraxodemon. It does mean their Perimeter Patrol is now a 4/4, which is pretty annoying. So they're going for a Steel Exemplar, a 4/4 Trampler. Yeah, it's going to get Scatter Raid. Sorry, Buster. We drew a Swamp. I guess we just play it and cast a full Goring Warplow. No attacks, but that does let us start getting in there next turn. Cast Swift Gear Drake. 2/4 Flying Haste. When it ETBs, put up to 1 target card from a graveyard on its bottom of its owner's library. I mean, whatever. I drew Gixian Skullflare. This is a 3-mana 2/3. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, you get a 1/1 counter on it. I mean, that's pretty cool. Let's go and attack with our Goring Warplow. They just trade it off straight away with their Perimeter Patrol, which is good for us. Now we can cast our Skullflare, which is 2/3 of the way to powering up. They cast Gaia's Courser. 5 mana 4/5. When it attacks, if there are 3 more creature cards in your graveyard, draw a card, which they are at right now. So that's going to be rough. Okay, let's Stern Lesson, which we drew this turn. Draw 2 cards, discard a card, make a tapped Power Stone token. Do we want to discard a Goring Warplow or a Gix's Caress? That's really annoying, isn't it? I guess we're going to lose the Gix's Caress. Get a counter on our Thopter mechanic, and now we can prototype out a Goring Warplow because we need to be able to block this 4/5 Gaia's Courser and kill it. Oof. Opponent taps out for Heavyweight Demolisher. This is 7 mana, 8/6 Menace. At the beginning of your upkeep, you tap it unless you pay 3, and it has Unearth for 8. And that's going to kill us in pretty short order. We drew a land, which sucks, so I think we just have to skip. Okay, so they're not paying the 3 to keep the Demolisher untapped. I mean, that's kind of nice because we're not getting attacked for 8 this turn, but kind of bad because it means they probably have some other gigantic spell they want to cast. Okay, so now they're putting the Sigil of Valor on their Swiftgear Drake and attacking us for 4 in the air. And then flashing in Supply Drop, giving another 2 to the Drake. So we're at 14, they're at 13. We drew another Goring Warplow because that's what we do with this deck. Do we start attacking them? It's 14 to 13. We're going to be taking a lot of damage per turn from the Swiftgear Drake. Yeah, I think we attack with our 3 dorks. They just snap block, unfortunately. But now we can play a Goring Warplow, full value, in the turn. Yeah, I mean, now they could... And there's all kinds of things they could do. An all-out attack would be decent from them. Yeah, right now they're just on the Swiftgear Drake plan. Hit us for another 4, it's 10 to 8. We drew Combat Courier. I don't mind that, really. Because that means we can cast it, sacrifice it to draw a card, see what our options are here. Drew another land. So I think we're going to unearth it. Now what? Go to attacks. Attack with everything except a 1/1 and a 1/1 Death Touch, so we can double block the Demolisher if we need to. So they're giving up their heavyweight Demolisher, trading it with the Warplow. Kill our Thopter mechanic, give us a Thopter. Okay, I mean, I don't hate any of this. Let's go ahead and activate our Combat Courier to draw another card. Drew a Goring Warplow. Great. So now we can end the turn. They activate their supply drop to draw another card. Very close game. It's 10 to 5. They can unearth their heavyweight Demolisher at some point, which is definitely scary. Instead, they just tap out for a Suchi Cave Guard. It's an 8/8 Vigilance Ward 4. They're attacking us for 4 in the air again with this Swiftgear Drake. No blocks for us, please. Ah, drew another land. The lands are kind of killing us right now. Could attack them for 1 in the air with a Thopter. We're gonna block next turn. Just attack for 1, I guess. Get in our damage. Cast a full Goring Warplow. And in the turn, they can hit us down to 2 this turn. I think they're on the way to win. They hit us down to 2. They could cast, they could unearth their Demolisher this turn, and we would lose a couple of little creatures. Makes it so our crackback isn't as good. Oh, also they have the Suchi Cave Guard that can just Vigilance straight up attack us for 8. I don't think they want to do that, though, because Goring Warplow puts a stop to that. Interesting. They cast Giant Cindermaw, 4/3 Trample. We can't gain life, and then they shoot down our... What did they hit? Our Thopter, because that just allows them to win straight up. They're at 4, so all we can do is all-out attack. They just get to block everything. They go to 3, but now we're dead. Okay. Kind of ran out of gas there at the end. Drew a bunch of lands to round out that one. Still, again, the Goring Warplows really let us stay in a game we probably didn't have any business being in. Alright, good beats. 2-1. I'm going to take a break, but I will see you in just a second for game number 4. Back at it again. Game number 4. Opponent goes first. We have an opening hand with 4 islands, a Gigamole, and 2 Warplows. If we had a single swamp, this would look a lot better. I think I'm still going to keep... Any swamp gets us 2 cracks at the prototype Warplow. Ravenous Gigamole can draw us into more action, and if we just draw lands, then we just start playing 6-drops. I think it's okay. Playing against Lord Master God. I think this guy needs to fucking relax a little bit. Maybe the name is worth it, though. He goes Mountain, Monastery, Swiftspear. This is the 1 red mana for a 1/2 haste prowess, and then Bonesaw. This is 0 mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+0, equip 1. So he played a land and 2 spells and hit us for 2. Good Christ. I guess we'll play an island and pass. And then a Rock Hunter. 2 mana, 3/1 reach. You know what? This is all good. We have an underground river. I wish that was a swamp because this is going to cost us some life. But we now have a deathtoucher in play. Opponent is mono red so far. Yeah, the plus side of this is that our Warplows are quite good against them, I think. Wow, they played Mishra's Domination, meaning our 1/1 deathtoucher can't block. They hit us down to 10. Yow. Okay, so I think we go Evolving Wilds, crack it, get ourselves a swamp, and then play another prototyped Warplow. It's 9 to 20, but oh, yeah, we can attack that for one. It's 9 to 19 now, but our opponent is down to 2 cards in hand. Just attacking us. Let's go ahead and block the Swift Spear, as it represents the most damage. Yeah. 6 to 19 now. They go for another Rock Hunter. Equip. Okay. Shoot another land. This kind of sucks. We've drawn... Is this true? We've drawn nothing but lands so far? Yes. Literally nothing but lands. Okay, let's play our Gigamole. We can pick up a creature. Let's pick up the Evangel of Synthesis. Attack for 1. We could easily die this turn. We block the 4/1 rock. We take 3 damage. They have 5 mana and a card. I mean, very easy for us to die at this point. Do they have it? They're equipping the Rock Hunter, so I don't think so. We draw another land. Oof. We'll play our Evangel of Synthesis. Good news is we have plenty of lands to discard. Drew a Warplow. That's good. Discard a card. Sure. Get rid of this island. Now we could, on this turn, play Warplow as a deathtoucher. Yeah, I guess we should. It's 2 turns until we can actually play it for its full value, and they could just easily play a haster and kill us. Yes, they played Mishra's Onslaught, making 2 1/1 soldiers. So I'm happy that we did that. Attacking with all their creatures, so we get to block. Let's block a 1/1, and let's block the Rock Hunter. We go to 1. Thopter Mechanic. Don't hate that. Let's attack them for 1 again. Oh, we auto-attacked with everything. I guess that's gonna have to be fine. Boy, it'll be sad if we die to a haster right now, because I accidentally clicked through. Nope, just attacking with the 2/1. We trade. We make a 1/1 Thopter. That's pretty nice. They play Goblin Blast Runner. Has +2/+0 and has menace as long as you sacrificed a permanent. Okay, we drew another land. It's kind of unreal how many lands we've drawn. Keep back 2 blockers. Okay, we have a Scatter Ray. That's actually quite nice. Attack with our Warplow again. It's 1, 2, 13. We've got him on a clock, everybody. Fallachi Chain Dancer. It's a 4-drop. We are going to counter it. Emergency Weld. Very good. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 6 mana currently, so we can Emergency Weld. Getting back... Do we want a Goring Warplow or a Ravenous Gigamole? I kind of want the Gigamole. Now we can go to attack. Hit them for 2 right now. It's 1 to 11. Play the Gigamole. Mill 3 cards. We can get back a Draftna, Founder of Latnam. It's cool. We draw a Combat Courier. Love that. Okay, let's go to attacks. And how much can we hit them for? The deathtoucher for sure. I think we just keep hitting them for 2. It's it's 1 to 9. Let's play... I guess we should start with a combat courier. Sacrifice it. Get a card. A disfigure. That's actually very nice to have. Play Drafna. And end the turn. Disfigure is huge, because there's all kinds of things they could do potentially to take us out. They play Mishra's Juggernaut, 5/3 trample. Attacks each turn if able. That's not the worst for us. We can actually deal with that pretty well. Have to be able to block 5 damage though. They equip the Bone Saw to it. Okay, so that's a 6/3 trampler. Okay, it's our turn. Another Emergency Weld. Don't hate that either. We have 8 mana available to us currently, so we could Emergency Weld and play a 5/4 deathtoucher. Let's go to attacks first. Keep hitting them for 2. Okay, let's Emergency Weld. Get a Warplow back. Cast Warplow for the full value. And end the turn. It's 1 to 7. If we don't die this turn, we probably just win. We do have to block the full 6 from Mishra's Juggernaut. Okay, so they're attacking with the 1/2 and the 6/3. They might have some kind of combat trip, so we need to overblock Mishra's Juggernaut. So let's go for that, and then block another 3. So we've blocked 7, and then block with the Gigamole as well, just to be sure. And then block Goblin Blast Runner with a soldier. 2 soldiers, why not? We're just trying to be really safe with our blockers so we don't die to a combat trick. Okay, it's 1 to 7 still. If they don't have something, we're just gonna win. They play Tom and Cool Scrapsmith. Milling 3 cards, it's a 3/2. They're tapping some mana to equip, I assume. The Bone Saw, yep. They have 1 card in hand. And we have a Disfigure. Let's just disfigure the Tom and Cool and see if we just win for free. Go to combat, attack for... Yep, they're dead. Nice! Very lean to the ground mono red aggro deck. And we survive with 1 HP at the end of it. Hell yeah. Let's go. 3-1. We've already just destroyed our record from Dominaria United. Hell yeah. Alright, let's see if we can keep this train rolling. Opponent goes first. We have a Scatter Ray, Gix's Caress, Jellum Tomb, and a Goring Warplow. This deck is awesome. Every hand has a Goring Warplow, and it just makes life so easy. This hand is definitely tricky. Okay, they go Island first. Ooh, we drew a Combat Courier, which means we can go Island, Combat Courier. It's tricky because, they go Underground River, which we have, and a Combat Courier, which we just played. I was going to say it's tricky because we have our Scatter Ray. They're just straight up sacking their Courier, which I think means they're looking for a land. Okay, so now we get to attack them. Play a land, and now do we go for an Urza? I think so. I'm sick of holding back for the Scatter Ray. Because I think if they were down on lands, they're just going to play and sacrifice another Combat Courier. Yep, they are indeed unearthing Combat Courier, sacrificing it, trying to draw land. Which, do they hit it? They do not. Okay, that's good news for us. So now we can attack them for 2. We could Gix's Caress them. Nah, I'd rather just hold up Scatter Ray, I think. So let's go ahead and activate Urza Powerstone Prodigy. We drew a land, which is great, and we get to discard a card now. Do we discard Jalum Tome? Yeah, because we already have a looter in play. So yeah, let's get rid of this Jalum Tome. We get a Power Stone out of the deal from Urza. Amazing. Now we play a land. And end the turn and hope to counter whatever they're going to do next. Just probably unearthing this Rager they have. No, they're going for Weak Stone Subjugation. We're just going to keep our Urza Power Stone tapped. Okay. I mean, we've already gotten a lot of value out of this thing. It's given us a Power Stone and a loot and a damage. To go for Thopter Mechanic. Yeah, nope. Not happening. Urza's Command. It's interesting. We have 5 mana available with our Power Stone. Maybe this turn, should we go for Mightstone Animation on our Combat Courier? Or should we just... We should just Gixis Crest them, huh? Gixis Crest. Let's see what they got going on over there. Evangel of Synthesis, Stern Lesson, Supply Drop, Koilos Rock. I guess I don't want them to play Koilos Rock. And now we have 2 mana available, so we can cast Goring Warplow, the cheap version, and all out attack them. 20 to 16. They have a giant Cinder Maw in their deck, which seems weird. Okay, they're unearthing Scrapwork Rager to draw a card. No blocks. 18 to 14. And that's their turn. Love that. So this turn we have 6 mana available, which means we're going to... 6 mana available, but we can't use our Power Stones for most of it. So we're just going to Mightstone Animation our Goring Warplow, draw a card off of it. We got a land, great, and now we can attack them for 5. They got their mountain. They played Giant Cinder Maw, 4/3 trample. Players can't gain life, and their Evangel of Synthesis. Cool. Go to attacks. Let's go ahead and sacrifice our Combat Courier to draw our card. Overwhelming Remorse, like that. Let's see. We could attack them and then Urza's Command and get them with our Goring Warplow. Yeah, it seems fine. Or actually, we can just let this trade happen and then Emergency Weld play our 5/4. That actually seems better. So now we can Emergency Weld, get back our Goring Warplow, get a soldier, cast Goring Warplow, 5/4 deathtoucher. Pretty good. 18 to 8. Swiftfoot Boots. Don't care about that. They have a Stern Lesson in hand, which is an instant. Yes, so they're probably looking to do that on their turn. Okay, let's go for a land. Let's go to attacks. Attack with the Warplow. They're going to block. Supply drop. They're going to give their guy +2/+2 until end of turn. We are going to Urza's Command. -2, -0 until end of turn. And should we scry one, draw a card, or just make... I think we're just going to make a creature. Yeah, we're just going to make a construct because it's a 5/5. Pretty good. Now we could unearth... Yes, so let's... Oh, we should have attacked with our Combat Courier. Oh well. We're going to unearth it this turn. Go ahead and sacrifice it to draw a card. And then we drew an Evangel of Synthesis. Would we rather play that or a Thraxodemon? Tough call. I guess the Thraxodemon. Oh man, that is tough actually. Yeah, I guess the Thraxodemon. Because we like all our cards, so we don't really want to loot this turn. They cast Curate. Surveil to draw a card. That's good news for us. Because it means they're not doing anything on board. It could be they're trying to draw to some kind of answer, but Unless they find it right now. They don't. They concede. Yeah. Victory. Yes. Yes. Oh my god. Rank up. Yes, we are rank with cash. 4 wins means, and we have 1 loss. So we need 1 win before 2 losses to be in the black in our first go through. Let's get it. Let's get it. We go first. Evolving Wild Swamp, Scatter Ray, 2 Gore Plows, Emergency Well, Jalem Tone. This is an excellent hand. Let's go ahead and play and crack our Evolving Wilds for an island. Opponent goes Mountain. This is a good hand against a Mountain deck. Okay, so I think we're going to just go for a Warplow this turn. Prototyped, of course. Red-green, they go for Alloy Animist. This is a 1 green mana 1/1, pay 3. Until end of turn, target non-creature artifact you control becomes a 4/4. Okay. We didn't draw a land, so that's not as good. So I think we're just going to have to pass? Yeah. Ugh. 1 land and we're in business. 1 land and we can run out Skullflayer or Urza. They play Argothian Opportunist. 3 mana 3/2. Comes with a Power Stone. Yeah, that's a big scatter ray on that one. They're attacking with the Animist. We will cheerfully trade for that. We drew a Disfigure. So I think that means we play another Goring Warplow prototyped. God, we need just 1 land. 1 land and we are in business. They've played 2 Takacia's Dig Sites. 2 colorless lands. Okay, they played Pendragon Strongbowl. 3 mana 2/3, 1 sack an artifact. It gets +1/+1. That's not that awesome to me. We did not draw a land. We drew another Goring Warplow. Look, I love my Goring Warplows, but I need some lands. Let's attack them with our deathtoucher. 2019. Hey, we're on the board. Look at us. Play yet another Warplow. They've got to be like pulling their hair out right now. Just an endless field of Goring Warplows. They play Citadel Stalwart. 1 mana 1/1, tap an untapped artifact or creature to add a mana. Underground River. Excellent. Truly excellent. So now we can attack them for 1. They're trading their Stalwart for our Warplow. Again, that's fantastic news. That's madness. Alright, let's play our Urza. If Urza sticks, life is great. We just get a loot every turn. Mishra's Juggernaut. The 5 mana 5/3 trampler must attack. So we drew a land. That's very good. We have Disfigure up. I think this turn we're going to Emergency Weld. Get back a Warplow. Gives us a 1/1. Pass the turn to them. They play a Swamp now. So now they're Jund with 2 colorless lands. Man, we really need to win this. Epic Confrontation. Target creature you control gets +1/+2 until end of turn, and then it fights a creature they don't control. So their Juggernaut is going to be a 6/5. Well, I guess that makes our life easy. We activate Urza to loot. They're using a fight spell to kill Urza, who's giving us a loot. And then their Mishra's Juggernaut has to attack and will die to our Goring Warplow. Okay, we have to discard a card now. Interesting. Scatter Ray is what we drew, which is good. Jalem Tone gives us more loots in the future, but I think it's Jalem Tone. It's 3 mana to play, then 2 mana to activate to loot. I think that's going out, and that also gives us a Power Stone. Mishra's Juggernaut fighting and killing Urza. Alternate timeline shit, am I right? opponent is burning through the timeouts right now. Like I said, I really hope to win this because they have a extremely shaky mana base. 3 colors with multiple colorless lands. It does make me think that they probably have some big bombs in the deck. So why else would you do this? Okay, so Fire resolves, we go to blocks. We're going to block the Juggernaut. It's 15 to 19. Their Juggernaut is dead. And now it's our turn. Okay. So now we get to go Gixian Skullflayer. 3-mana 2/3 grows every turn now. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I auto tap there, and it tapped out both my blue sources when I have a counter spell in hand. We could get so hosed on this turn because of that. I mean, it's my fault for not looking at what the auto tap solution was there. I mean, we have a dual land, Underground River, which can tap for blue or black, and it decided to tap that. That's so ugly and bad. They go for their own Goring Warplow, which of course we can't do anything about now. That would have been such a perfect spell to counter. I mean, it's all good. It's our turn now. Our Gixian Skullflayer grows. We do have Overwhelming Remorse, so we can just run that out right now. Exile the Goring Warplow. Go to attacks. Attack with our 3/4 Skullflayer. It's 15 to 16. End the turn. And now we have Scatter Ray up for whatever their next play is. Their next play is a prototyped Philology Dragon engine. We could counter it, but do we even care? Not really. I mean, we'd be pleased if they use their mana every turn to soup this thing up. Attacking us with their 2/3 Strongbow. Okay. No blocks. It's 13 to 16. Our Skullflayer grows. We drew a Thopter mechanic, which is good. Alright, so now we go to attack. 13 to 12. We have 5 mana available. Let's go for a Stern Lesson. Draw 2 cards, discard a card, make a tapped Power Stone. A Gixis Caress. We're going to get rid of this Thraxodemon. We just have not had time for it. Ugh. Boy, oh boy. We're playing so sloppy. I think we're just going to end the turn here. I don't know if it's like my age, if it's me just being bad. I am so bad at figuring out how to play with these Power Stones. Okay, so now they're unearthing their Juggernaut. Fine. Hitting us for a bunch of damage. We can block and kill their Strongbow here, which I think I'm going to do. Let's go ahead and disfigure the Strongbow. So it's our turn. Our Skullflayer gets stronger. He can now attack them for 5. We have Gixis Caress, which we should go ahead and do. See what they've got going on over there. Raise to the ground, Boulder Branch Golem, and Supply Drop. So on their turn, if they Supply Drop, that's 3 mana, gives it +2, so that's 3. They could do 4 damage to us. That's fine. I think we take out the Boulder Branch guy. We should have let them have that so we could Scatter Ray it. Damn it. Well, now what do? Do we hold up Scatter Ray in case they draw something? I think so. Or do we Thopter Mechanic? To put the pressure on them, they have to hold back something. I think we end the turn and hold up Scatter Ray. I just don't want them to draw some nonsense and play a 6-drop or a 7-drop or something. I think that's the easiest way to lose. Okay, they're attacking us for 1 in the air. They are playing supply drop, which will give them +2/+0. I think we just have to counter that. Yeah, so now they're going to be able to hit us for a maximum of 2. Yep, which they're going to do. We're at 4. But this means we're at 4, and they get to kill us next turn? And we can take them down to 1? Oh, this sucks. We get to play a 6-mana 5/4 deathtoucher. We get to play our Thopter mechanic. And now we just have to pray they don't see they can kill us. They're attacking us. They're charging it up. That sucks. I wonder what we could have done. I wonder if we could have won that. If we were just a little bit smarter. Damn. Welp. That sucks. I feel like there was a way for us to win that. I'm so sad that we lost that game. Okay. 4-2. 1 to play. Catch you in the next one. Opponent goes first. We have Combat Courier turn 1, Scatter Ray turn 2, and then Stern Lesson to get us through. And of course, there is a Goring Warplow in the opening hand. What do you expect? This looks good. Opponent goes Plains. We draw another Warplow. Don't hate that. So this gives us the opportunity. Okay, they go red-white, Energy Refractor. It's a 2-mana artifact. ETBs draw a card. Pay 2 to add a mana of any color. Let's go ahead and attack them. 20-19. And now we have Scatter Ray up. Another Energy Refractor. That's fine. They haven't done anything yet, basically. Okay, let's go ahead and sacrifice our Combat Courier to draw a card. Another island. And a swamp. There we go. Okay, very good. So this turn, do we go for Gix's Caress? We have Stern Lesson and Scatter Ray. I'd say we just pass. They go for Conscripted Infantry. 3 mana, 3/1. When it dies, make a 1/1 colorless. Yeah, that's worth scattering, I suppose. Our turn now. Evolving Wilds. So what do we want to do this turn? I think we are going to Evolving Wilds, activate, get a swamp, and then do we just go for the Gix's Caress? Yeah, let's do it. Siege Veteran, 3 mana 2/2 at the beginning of combat on your turn. Put a 1/1 on target creature you control. Well, Jesus Christ. Thank God we did that. Absolutely disgusting. So instead they go for a Mishra's Onslaught and they just make a couple of dorky 2/2s. Jesus, man. So what do we do this turn? Could unearth a Combat Courier and sacrifice it to draw a card. Oh, we have 6 mana up, don't we? Oh, well, never mind. We're just going to play a Goring Warplow every turn for the rest of the game. So they're paying the full value on Weakstone Subjugation to tap that guy down. Works for me. In that case, let's go for just play another one. We've got all kinds of stuff to do. They play a Scrapwork Cohort. 3/1 makes another soldier. It's fine. Ooh, Drafna. Love that. So this turn we can start with a Ravenous Gigamole. Okay, it's a 3/4. Then we can just run out Drafna. Just attack with our 5/4. Works for me. Okay, they're double blocking to trade for it. This is great. Unearthing their cohort. Attacking us for 3. No blocks. This is all fine. A Disfigure. Love that. So now I think we will unearth a Combat Courier. Return it to hand. Oh, that just kills it. Well, fuck me. It's unfortunate that that's how unearth works. In that case, I guess we can just hold and do a stern lesson. We just pass the turns, 15 to 19. We hold up stern lesson. Okay, they're just not doing anything. Perfect. We stern lesson. Draw a couple cards, discard a land, make a power stone. Now we get to go. Jalem Tone, very good. So now we can cast a Thopter mechanic, cast Jalem Tone, go to attack, just attack with our Gigamole, why not? In the turn, on our turn we have up Jalem's Tome plus Disfigure, so we're pretty safe. They're just passing, so we just get to activate Jalem Tome. Draw a card, discard a card, drew a land, great. Okay, we drew nothing basically, so we're going to activate Jalem Tome again. Drew another land. This helps that we're getting through all this stuff. Go to attack, attack with the Gigamole. Go to damage, 15 to 13, play Gixian Skullflayer. And end the turn. And then we can stop on their turn, which will let us get our Goring Warplow back. They play Scrapwork Mutt, 2-mana 2/1 Rummage. Whatever. Excavation Explosion. Deal 3 damage to any target, create a tapped Power Stone token. Well, that will let us bounce our Goring Warplow back to hand. Resolve our turn. We drew another Goring Warplow. Love that. Let's see, we have a lot of mana. So let's activate Jalem Tone first. Discard a card. I'm gonna get rid of a Disfigure. Don't really care about that at this point. Let's see, now we can all-out attack them. Double blocking our Thopter mechanic. Works great for us. Take them down to 8. We lose our Thopter mechanic, but we get a Thopter. They lose 2 creatures, and now we get to just cast another Goring Warplow. They unearth their Scrapwork Mutt. We love that because it means they don't have anything good in hand. Obliterating Bolt. So 2 mana, deal 4 to our Goring Plow. Okay. We take 2 from their Mutt. They cast another Scrapwork Cohort. Our Skullflayer gets bigger. Now we just don't attack with the Skullflayer, basically. I say now we just attack with everything. They double block. Works for me. They're at 4, we're at 13. Now we get to go for a Goring Warplow. In the turn, and now hold up Jalem Tome. Go for Spotter Thopter. 8 mana, 4/5 flyer, scry 4. It's pretty good. It does use up their entire turn, basically. But they get to scry 4, so that does dig them pretty far down. They kept 1 on top, so that is kind of worrying. Okay, let's go ahead and activate Jalem Tome. We drew a Thraxodemon. Don't hate that. Drew an island. Okay. So now we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana to use. Let's go ahead and attack with our Goring Warplow. They're just chumping. We like that. Now we can go for Emergency Weld. Get back Drafna. Recast Drafna. Cast Thraxodemon. In the turn, we still have Jalem Tome activation up. They're unearthing their cohort. So a 3/1 and a 1/1. They're attacking with their 3/1. Fine, no blocks. So now, do we activate Jalem Tome or do we just Drafna, bounce our Goring Warplow, and start recasting every turn? I guess we can do that on our turn, so we'll go ahead and activate Jalem Tome this turn. So what if we just draw a Warplow? They're using Unleash Shell to kill our Warplow. Okay, that's fine. That would have got us either way. Okay, it's fine. Our turn. Evangel of Synthesis. That is good. Let's go ahead and cast that. Lets us draw and discard a card. We have an Overwhelming Remorse. So that lets us... I guess we just cast that, huh? Just exile their flying thing. And now we just get to attack them. Attack them with our 3/4 Gigamole. Attack them with everything? Does that just win us the game? No, because... Oh wait, we do get to attack with everything. They can block at most... Okay, yeah, we do just win. Never mind. They block 5 damage, but they take 4 and die. Here we go. And that puts us in the black. Let's go. First time out. We got our 5 wins. Hell yeah. Now the only question is, can we do any better than that? Let's find out. Okay, opponent goes first. We have 3 lands, an island, a swamp, and an underground river. We have Drafna, who's been an all-star, Gixian Skullflayer, Overwhelming Remorse, and, of course, Goring Warplow. I mean, it doesn't get a lot better than that. They go swamp. Let's follow suit and play a swamp of our own. Double swamp for them. Let's see. Do we just run out a Goring Warplow or a Drafna? I think we're going to go for a Goring Warplow. I'm worried about them having Disfigure or something like that. Nope. Instead they play Reconstructed Thopter. I don't love this card. 3 mana, 2/1 flying, unearth for 2. It's kind of whatever. So now we've got 3 mana available and no lands next turn. I think that means we go for a Jalum Tome. Hit him for 1, 2019. Play a Jalum Tome. This will hopefully help us hit our land drops. They play Blitz Automaton, which is a prototyped card. 3/2 haster for 3. Okay. We did not draw into a land, so I think we're just going to Jalum Tome. We did draw a land now, so what do we want to discard? We could discard a Goring Warplow on the upside of eventually Emergency Welding. I think we're going to get rid of our Gixian Skullflayer. It's just a dork, whereas everything else would be happy to play. So now we go Swamp, and we can go Latnam. Draft and Founder of Latnam. No attacks. Next turn, if they don't kill our Drafna, we could draw a land, cast and copy a Goring Warplow. Okay, we're going to trade with their Blitz Automaton. Happy to do that. It's 12 to 19. They are hitting us pretty hard. Ooh, and now they drop a rare. Mishra, Tamer of Makfawa. 5 mana, 4/4. Ward. Sacrifice a permanent. Permanents you control have ward. Sacrifice a permanent. Yikes. Each artifact card in your graveyard has unearth. Well, that's nasty, isn't it? Good news is that we drew a land, so now we can prototype out a Goring Warplow, pay 3 mana, and copy said Goring Warplow. And now we have 2 1/1 deathtouchers on our side. It's pretty good. They play a Scrapwork Mutt. It's them Rummage. We've got 2 Blitz Automatons just lurking in their graveyard too. Oof. They've got kind of a spicy build over there. Hitting us for 2 again, of course. Okay. Now what do? We can play an Evolving Wilds. We can Overwhelming Remorse their Reconstructed Thopter, which is hitting us down right now. Yeah, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to Emergency Weld, get a Goring Warplow back to hand, get a soldier, pass to them. They're fully attacking? No, they're not attacking with Mishra, which makes sense. Okay, so they're hitting us with a 3-2 Scrapsmith, a 2-1 Mutt. Okay, let's go to blocks. We'll block the Mutt with a 1-1 Soldier. We'll block the Tonrakul with a token. We'll take 2. They play their own Goring Warplow, full value. It's pretty good. Let's go ahead and activate our Jalum Tone. We drew a land, we'll discard a land. We drew a Scatter Ray. Don't hate that. Man. So I don't see... I guess they could attack with both their 4-4 and their 5-4 next turn. I think we just pass it to them. Because what this allows us to do is we can Overwhelming Remorse their Reconstructed Thopter, block Mishra if they choose to attack with it, and then have up Scatter Ray. It's pretty good. Yeah, so they're unearthing stuff now. Getting back a Scrapwork Mutt. Unearthing a Philology Dragon Engine, which is a 5/5 flyer. Okay, that I think that was not part of my plan. So now we go to attackers. And I think we're probably just dead. So they're not attacking with Mishra. I think that allows us to survive, actually. Go to blockers. Block their Goring Plow. 1 blocker. They disfigure it, and then we get to Overwhelming Remorse their Philology Engine. Sacrifice our Jalum Tone. Discard a Scatter Ray, probably. So we just won't have time for it. Oh, and we died. Huh. Well, that was a wild deck. Mishra Tamer of Makfawa. Seems pretty good. Alright, well. Can't be upset about that. We did end up in the positives. 1,600 gems, 4 packs of Brothers War. Not too shabby. And in one single draft, we already outperformed the entire last format. So, can't complain. Thanks for joining me. Given this start, I think you can expect some more drafts from me and some more Goring Warplows. See you next time. Good day.